Hello and welcome into the NJCAA Network studio here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm Zach McKinstry, and we continue our spring sports previews this week with a doubleheader. Today we're breaking down golf and beach volleyball. Plenty to unpack, so you won't want to go anywhere. Let's kick things off and hit the links with golf. Over in D1 on the men's side, Midlands College is your 2025 NJCAA Division I Men's Golf National Champion. The Chaparrals posted a tournament total of 1,158 strokes to secure the title, marking the program's 5th national championship. Midland placed 3 golfers inside the top 18 and earned 4 All-America selections. They had some promising goes in the fall with 2 back-to-back second-place finishes in September. Talent-wise, they'll return All-American Scott Spark, who took home the individual championship title at the Latour Intercollegiate back in October. He seeded number 2 individually heading into this spring. Some talented freshmen joining them this year, as well as sophomore transfer Awesome Burnett. What a name. He'll look to live up to it for the Chaps this season. Odessa's men's team finished just 7 strokes back of Midland last year at 1,165 and hold on to that number 2 rank in the polls. The Wranglers put 2 players on the All-America team, led by Adam Bresnew, who finished at 284, and Chase Williams at 288. Bresnew makes the leap from being a Wrangler to a Red Raider this year at Texas Tech, and Williams signs with Louisiana Tech. Plenty of talent going to the next level. Odessa made a statement early, capturing the team title at the High Country Shootout after finishing at -58. The Wranglers followed it up with another win at the Ryan Palmer Foundation Invitational, pulling away for a 13-stroke victory over UTPB. 3-seeded Jules DeBrouwer and 6-seed Kin Gao had individual wins of their own in those 2 invites, shooting 19 under and 13 under respectively. Watch out for the Wranglers as the number 2 seeded team. Indian Hills captured bronze at last year's championship and had 3 golfers earn NJCAA All-America honors. Now the Warriors find themselves firmly in the driver's seat as the number 1 seed after 2 dominant team wins in the fall. Those victories came at the Friends University Falcon Cup Classic and the Pilgrims Run Invitational. UK native and returning NJCAA All-American Charlie Preston currently ranks 4th individually, joined by 3 more Warriors sitting inside the top 15. With 2 wins, a 3rd-place finish, and 4 golfers among the nation's best, keep a close eye on Indian Hills this season.
I think our expectations should be really high. I think our team this year is really good. We've got a good team vibe. It's really strong with the chemistry we've got. And I mean, winning nationals is definitely our main goal, which I think is definitely doable. And me personally, just, play the best I can in each round, each tournament, and at the end of the year, it should show itself in the rankings.
Do not forget about McLennan as well. Their run at the championship last year resulted in an 8th-place finish, but they bounced back as the 3 seed this time around. They'll harness their hopes on number 1 seed Abe Bignell. The Tulsa commit is really stepping up his game this year, claiming 2 individual championship wins, and has been a huge help to the Highlanders. All right, on the women's side, more familiar names as Odessa took home last year's title for the first time in program history, besting Seminole State by 18 strokes. Number 1 ranked Nami Lusada and Usani Udkantian returned this year after an impressive performances there last year. 5 top 5 finishes and a win in the fall cement them at the top of the polls. Udkantian took home the High Country Shootout individual title at 1 over par as well. Daytona State were defending champs entering the tournament last year and posted a top 3 finish, but they are up to number 2 in the preseason rankings. Cambry Hodge has been on point with 5th and 6th place individual performances in the fall, while teammate Alana Cutt is currently ranked 2nd overall individually. Last year's runner-up in D1 women's golf was Seminole State, and they returned some impressive talent. Asatha Ashok was 3rd individually last year and will look to build on that, while Darcy West and Jackie Knight are also making ripples across NJCAA Division I. Now let's head to Division II men's. Mississippi Gulf Coast won their second straight title last year in thrilling fashion, holding off a run from Illinois Central and winning by 1 stroke. Stanley Campbell was electric all season last year. He won the Division II men's individual event and is now taking his talents to Jacksonville State. But that isn't stopping the Bulldogs this year. They are number 2 in the polls and have 3 team wins under their belt heading into 2026. Head coach Brad Thornton gives us the rundown on this year's roster.
It's going to be a fall semester where we're going to have a lot of learning opportunities. Lots of questions being asked. I love that. We should grow really fast and advance, skill level pretty well, I think, in the fall semester. We've got an awesome schedule. We have a great opportunity to get better faster. Nothing's going to change as we head up to Michigan next week to compete with some NCAA programs, and these guys are going to understand what competition is all about, which is what we've built kind of our success here at Gulf Coast off of.
Meanwhile, the Cougars of Illinois Central are coming off the highest finish in program history, falling just short of their first title. They bring a lot of momentum into 2026, especially behind sophomore Trey Boker, who is the #1 ranked NJCAA Division II player in the country right now. Freshman Connor Watson has also been turning some heads, and the Cougars are really talented. South Mountain delivered when the pressure was on last year. A strong 4th round at last season's championship, finishing at +3, vaulted the Cougars into 3rd place, edging out Kirkwood down the stretch. Fast forward to this fall, and the momentum is real. Individual wins from Cooper Perkinson, Hudson Ross, and PJ Segerstrom have this roster trending in the right direction heading into the spring. We'll hear from Segerstrom in his own words as he breaks down his individual performances this fall and what lies ahead for South Mountain as they gear up for another postseason push.
As a team, I think we can make another run at the national championship, win regionals again. So after all the hard work I've been putting in the last year, it felt good for it to finally pay off. But irons were well, I was hitting fairways, putting was good. But yeah, it went well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to regionals and going back there, and then looking forward to going back to Swan Lake in Indiana for nationals.
But keep an eye on the competition. Heartland, Kirkwood, and Northeast all enter February ranked inside the top 5. And with a few new looks across the board, the balance of power may still be up for grabs. Okay, on to the women's side of Division II, which is still fairly new. Last year was the first year for D2 women's golf, which leaves a lot still up for grabs. Shelton State set the bar a season ago as the Buccaneers captured a first-place finish, winning by 34 strokes over Mesa. While only 2 players returned from last year's championship roster, the future is already making itself known. Freshman Emma Bark has emerged as the #2 seed in the Division II field, wasting no time putting her name on the map. Head coach Sanford has a positive outlook heading into the spring, saying they've put themselves in a place to contend for a national championship. There are some really good teams in our state and across the nation, so every tournament matters, and building consistency across the spring will be huge for us making a run down the stretch. Mesa enters the spring with unfinished business. The Thunderbirds earned a silver finish last year, and a dominant fall has expectations high as they return key contributors in the fall like Bree Germain and Sarah Sawyer. Iowa Central also finds themselves in a unique position. They finished 3rd last year in the championship, and this year they field an entirely fresh set of faces, all first-year athletes hungry to bring the Tritons back to the championship. But the landscape looks a little different this time around. Murray State now sits in that 2 position with Florida Gateway close behind, led by sophomore and top-ranked player Carly Gainey. Lots of moving and shaking, but let's wrap up golf by looking at Division III. In men's, the Sandhills Flyers are back in the spotlight after claiming their 6th Division III men's golf championship last year. They didn't just win, they swept the top 3 individual finishers and even added a 5th-place finish to cap a dominant championship performance. Look for Vegas Milan and Borden Beaver, who finished 1st and 2nd individually last year, to keep the momentum rolling. They've been on a tear this season, helping the Flyers secure a win at the Rodeo at the Ridge tournament back in the fall. and it's been a season of first and seconds for this squad, so keep an eye on the 2025 crown wearers as they head into the spring with a title still very much in their sights. Last year, Georgia Military came up just short, finishing second in the championship, but they made a big statement along the way. 3 of their golfers earned 2025 NJCAA All-American honors, showing the individual talent that's fueling the team's success. We'll hear from Coach Caden, who's excited to return a strong mix of sophomores while bringing in new talent under his wing as they look to make a run at the crown this spring.
Obviously high goals for both teams, looking to make nationals for both teams. And the guys side, we've got 4 returning sophomores with a lot of experience and have the ability to shoot some good scores, along with some really good freshmen that will help out this season as well.
Another contender is the College of DuPage. The Chaps finished 3rd last year as a team, and this year they will return 2 sophomores. It was a bit of a rough start for the Chaps in the first few invites this season, but they are on their way back. 4 top 10 finishes so far, and capping off the fall season, they tied for first in the Madison College invite. Let's hear from Coach Jason Hyatt as he delves further into College of DuPage efforts this season.
Well, I think the fall just gave us a good idea of what the team is and where we can go throughout it. I'm excited for the spring. They've been working real hard over the winter time. There really hasn't been too much of a lull in their practice and whatnot, all on their own, which is even better, right? Just in general, they're hungry and they're ready to go.
Awesome. Just speak on the men and the women, who are some of your top performers that you're looking to really.
Well, just I'll call it breaking news. We got our returning All-American currently just got cleared back after a bad knee injury. So Nathan will be back in the fold for this spring, which is a real exciting part of the team. And then just a lot of the newcomers gained a lot of experience over the fall. They sort of know what they're dealing with now a little bit more, and they'll be ready.
Shifting gears again back to the women's side of things, Joliet and the Wolves went howling into the NJCAA Division III championship last year. They brought home their first ever national championship in program history, and they returned sophomore Sarah Mills, who took 4th overall last year, and will sport freshman Grace Featherston, who have both had impressive performances so far this year. A team win and 2 more top 5 finishes define the fall season. Let's see how the defending champs of Division III women's fare as the spring is just around the corner. And let's close out with RCSJ Gloucester, who took 2nd in the tournament but placed 4 players onto the All-American team from the NJCAA. According to Roadrunners coach Dr. Guy Davidson, this is just the beginning of the Roadrunners era, making a statement in the women's golf scene. He says, "The success last season was only the beginning of what we'll see with the women's program. Most of our players are back, and now the word has spread about what we have accomplished. We are so proud of all the contributions these young ladies have made to the program. They have set the stage for a bright future." Shifting from golf, let's take a look at the sport of beach volleyball. It continues to grow across the junior college landscape with new twists coming this year. The Pairs exhibition is set to debut this season to be played during the NJCAA Beach Volleyball Championship in Huntsville, Alabama. This exciting edition will feature 16 pairs competing over 2 days in a format that includes pool play followed by single elimination bracket. It offers student athletes a dynamic and competitive environment to showcase their skills, and any teams can submit their pairs for consideration. So be sure to check this out. It is going to be a lot of fun. Let's dive into those teams, starting with the Panthers of Palm Beach State, who continue to be the gold standard in JUCO beach volleyball, claiming their 3rd consecutive NJCAA crown last year. Coach Drew Colvin has put together another strong team and strong schedule this year. Here's what the mustached man has to say about this year's team.
I think that my team this year is the strongest team that we've ever put together to date, and I'm really excited to see them on the sand competing at a very, very high level. They've been working extremely hard, and it'll be fun to see that hard work pay off. As a result of us being as strong as we are, we've made the most ambitious schedule we have to date outside of our extremely tough conference. We have 16 matches against 4-year universities, including a top tier or the top tier schools, which we have received some CU on there, FIU, Florida Gulf Coast, Palm Beach Atlantic, super strong record. It's really, really deep, and I'm excited to see us go out there and compete at a high level against those teams.
How about the Manatees of the State College of Florida? They are hungry this season, looking to get revenge on last year's loss to the Panthers, but don't count out the number 2 seed. They finished 24-8 in tournament sets last year and outscored opponents by 165 points, proving they're a powerhouse. With a strong core of pairs and eyes set on the top, the Manatees are ready to make a statement this year. Let's hear from the players and from head coach Douglas on this season's expectations.
To build on from last year, so we finished second in the nation last year, and just obviously in hopes of finishing first and being ready for all the competition that's coming at us.
Always trying our hardest in practices, fixing what we need to fix, and being coachable to where we will be able to win those games. And I feel like we have great talent, and yes, like we're individual pairs, but I feel like together we all need to work to win first in the nation as a team.
Ditto to that. Same thing. I'm just looking forward to competing. When you're playing any kind of sport, you have something to prove, and we're going to prove that we're the best team.
The Mesa Thunderbirds are back in the conversation after a program best 3rd place finish last year, coming in as the number 5 seed. They'll get help from sophomores such as Sophie Palmer and Samantha Ward, the dynamic pair who helped secure that bronze. Head coach Jordan Abalos-Harrington is feeling confident about where this team is headed and means business this season. We'll hear from her next.
A way to get my team over the hump to win a national championship is rely solely on our training and our chemistry. I think last year we set a really good foundation for people that haven't played beach before, so this year with having more experience, along with having more experience in our freshmen, it really creates a good foundation for coaching-wise, us to be able to strategize and compete at a higher level.
Good luck to all the teams featured today and the many more who will also be competing across the NJCAA. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for our in-depth softball preview, and we hope you have a great Wednesday.